I am here. I am here. I screwed up. I screwed up today, kids, because I made a video. I scheduled it and did everything right. And then I don't know what happened because it didn't save. Anyway, I'm just kind of getting, okay, I've got that. I've got that. I'm making a tote. I'm making one of these today. I'm making a mini tote. I'm making a mini tote because I can, because I don't, because Lisa uses these as her lunch bags. And when one's in the wash, she switches back and forth just on a whim anyway. But I don't really want to use, I don't really want to take Hello Kitty with me when I'm doing a little mini store run. I also don't want to grab a great big giant bag. And I made a McDonald's bag. I made a fast food bag a while ago. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to repeat the exact same bag. I liked it. Let me see, do I still have it? I still have it. Let me go get it. Ugh. I made this bag, which is nice. And it's perfect for going when it's a perfect fast food bag. It's perfect for fast foodie type stuff. And what I did was I made the handles flat against the bag, just so that it's a really simple bag, and that's nice. But then I made this for Lisa. I made her 2 of these, and I realized that in a couple of times I use the other one. I don't take this one to the store because I'm just too much allergic to pink. But anyway, this one here has gotten damaged over time because I just use it for crapola. So it's time to replace this one, but I kind of realized that I like this design better. So I'm making that design. I'm retiring this one. I might actually do another one like this later. I like how it just basically folds up. But yeah, it's got little tears and all kinds of stuff going on with it right now. So this one here, I'll put it away later. We all know how lazy I am. Ugh. Okay. So I've got this fabric. This is just some leftover fabric that I had. I've got F-bombs. I'm going to make an F-bomb bag. I picked this up a while ago. But some of the, I got this from Spoonflower, which is a site that does custom fabrics. And I found it, and I think it was Spoonflower. I put it on a, well, hello there, Jenny. Yeah, I set up the live stream and everything, and then I did something wrong, and it never saved. So I just went live. Usually there's a process. You set it up, you schedule it, it does the thing, right? So I scheduled it, but then when you're done scheduling it, it's supposed to save, and for some reason it didn't. So I have no idea. I probably clicked the button too fast or skipped the button. Yeah, so I'm gonna make a bag like this, but I'm gonna make it from F-bombs. And I'm not agonizing. These two reds don't quite match. Don't quite. On camera, they probably look just Engelram. Hello. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Engelram? Angle? I'm horrible. Okay, so these don't quite match, which is fine. This is going to be the interior of the bag, right? So first thing I have to do, by the way, hi everybody. Hi all 3 of you. Yeah, I tried to set up the live stream and it just didn't go properly. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna use flannel. Lynn from Indiana. I'm probably just gonna call you Engelram because I forget names so bad. So for starters, this fabric, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this fabric. Let me just bring you guys in a little bit closer. This is where 2 pieces of fabric are sewn together. I put my thing so I would get less wobbling, but if I'm careless, it still wobbles anyway. What this is when they're in the factory doing like 1,000 yards. Because when you buy fabric, when the manufacturer buys a fabric, it's coming in like this. It's coming in the entire width of the fabric, the whole thing. So they're going to go 5,000 yards of fabric or however long they do. And then when they get to the end, they just sew it together and then keep going. So this is very normal to find in a bolt of fabric, because I bought this as an entire bolt. When you're at the fabric store, if you see this where two fabrics have been joined, just say, okay, I don't want the join line. But if you buy your fabric by the bolt, you are, like I said, they do like 1,000, right? And a bolt might have 10 yards on it. So the odds are very low that I've only ever gotten like 3 or 4 of these in like 8 years, and with the amount of bags that I made, right? When I'm in the store buying it by the yard, if they come across one of these, they will just move past and go. But when you buy it by the bolt, there is a chance that you're going to find a piece that when you're buying it by the bolt, you're not rolling the whole thing out to inspect it. So when you're buying it by the bolt, there's a chance that you're going to get that joining seam, because what they do is that they take at the production facility, they do it like this. They just connect to the next one and keep going. And then Joann's, everybody knows Joann's, may they rest in peace. They would buy like 1,000 yards, and then they take it and they put it on a special machine that folds it in half and measures it all out. So if they spot it, they'll often take this out. But if they don't spot it, it's just and it goes, and that's how they do it. And I don't know how to make it make more sense. But yeah, it comes into the country, whichever country your country may be. It comes into the country on giant rolls, and then they unroll it, fold it, put it on. There's a machine for it. I've seen the machines online, and then do it. So that's very normal, and it does not indicate it does not indicate a flaw with the fabric. It's just how fabric is produced, and it just means that your fabric store got that instead of what they were looking for. So anyway, I'm doing this. Now I got this a long time ago, but because this is a printed fabric, I'm not even going to use that section. I'll just take that section right off. If I'm doing something where I just don't care, I might leave it in. I'm just doing that. This is just my FYI moment, because I've got more than enough here and here. I've come across various videos where people find this in their where people find the join line in their fabrics, and they are convinced that they have just been ripped off in some huge, horrible way. And they haven't been. Most of the time, like if I were to take this piece back to the store I got it from and say, hey, I need this to be 1 yard, and there's a join line, they usually, my fabric store will take it back and replace it. If it's a piece that I care about. Okay. So this bag, I have to reverse engineer because I never kept any of the measurements. So this is pretty easy. On the inside, I've got my 2 pieces. I kept this project super simple, and I mean super simple. Did I put that inside? I put those outside. Okay. Now I did put a pocket in this bag. I'm not putting a pocket. I'm not going to put a pocket in this bag because I don't need a pocket. I just want a basic bag with nothing. Lisa uses these for her lunch bags. I just need one basic bag that I can take anywhere and not worry about. So I need to, for starters, how wide did I make the original bag? The original bag finished at a little over 12 inches. So I'm going to cut 13 inches because I'm going to have my original, I'm going to have my seam allowance as I put the bag. I have 2 seam allowances in the same thing because doing this and then flipping it, there's going to be a seam allowance, but then I take that and then I sew it to here and there's a seam allowance there. So it's a half inch minimum on each side. So I need, that's about, that's going to be, I'm going to need a 13-inch piece of fabric. And then I need Should I write this down? Should I write this down? I should. I don't even have a pen. Yes, I do have a pen. That's not a pen. That's a marker. I have a pen. I need a hunk of paper. Meh, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a sticker. I have sticker paper. Okay. So I need it to be 13 inches wide. I need 13 inches wide. Okay. Do that. Well, let's put the thing down over there. Yeah, because I don't want to recheck every. So basically, this is okay. This is going to be a bag. This is going to be a bag for like if I want to run over next door and get a Big Mac or whatever, or if I have to go pick up. This is just going to be a little bag for little things, because I happen to not have one that's generally used, right? Okay, so now this. If I measure here to here, I'm not going to get the right length, so I've got to get there to there. And that's not the right length. So I've got to find the center-ish. And of course, hey Minnie, and of course I don't care if these are exact. So I'm kind of just pulling it all out to get to the center, because I'm going to multiply this by 2, right? You can, by the way, do this with any bag. Okay, so this is 10. This is 10 inches, so I need 10 for this side, 10 for that side. 20 inches plus seam allowance, 21 inches. Oh, come on. 21 inches long. Okay, then I am thinking I can make a strap. I can make a strap. It's not a purse. It's not a purse. No, it's like every now and again, I have to go do something, and I have to either drop my stuff into a great big giant bag. And like I said, my little bag that I made a while ago as my McDonald's bag is just all beat up now. I need another one. You need another one. Now for this, I need to go. This is why I got the fabric. Instead of a straight one, I'm just gonna go do. That's not. It says 40 centimeters. It's like, that's not inches. 17, 8. So this is 17 inches, but I need enough for the end and all that stuff. So I need at least 18 inches. 2 18-inch straps. 2 18-inch straps. And for the straps, let's just check the width. This is really, if you ever reverse engineer, so that's 1 inch. So I need 4 inches. This is a 1 inch strap. I'll show you why. I'll show you why in a minute, because I'm going to cut them. I'm going to do them first so I have them. And again, I've got the bag as reference. This is a really simple bag, so it's going to be super, super easy. Okay, it's super easy, and now what I've done here, this, because I just made it for myself, sometimes I will put a piece of fabric over the end here to cover up any possible fraying. But because I just did this myself, I didn't bother doing that, and I'll have to measure that in a minute. Where'd it go? There it goes. Okay, so I said 20. And that is 8, 16. So that is going to be boxed, a 2 inch by 2 inch box. To make it a little wide. I want it to be a little wide, because if you overload it, it will just sag down. But if this is too narrow, it just looks, you can't put certain things in it. Oh, you can, but anyway, our reference project goes over there. So what I'm going to start with is the handles. I can put them on first or I can put them on last, but so I've got, and again, there's my joiner, right? And there's 13. This is almost wide enough. Here's the thing. If you're just doing a junk project, okay, I showed you my McDonald's bag. I would, if I was doing this for that bag, I would have just left this in and not wasted the fabric, right? Because I don't care. It was a junk bag that I made for funsies to see what I was going to think of it. Ugh. So the reason why I need 4 inches, and I'm feeling it, and I don't think I put any, okay, for some bags, for my bigger bags, I will do the, for my bigger bags with the handles, what I will also do is put a piece of batting inside to make the handle softer. Oh, hey, Cece, how you doing? Okay, this is funny. This is like, I screwed up scheduling this. I did. I screwed up on the scheduling because I went through the whole process for scheduling, and for some reason I did something wrong and it didn't go through. Don't know why. I don't know what I did, but I did it. And everybody's here today. Okay, so I need this. And yep. Jenny, you are right. I need 2 18-inch pieces, okay? But this is with the fabric. So this is a 40-inch piece. So I'll show you what we're going to do next. I'm going to get out the iron. No, you know what? I'm not going to get out the iron. I'm going to have to get out the iron. I need at least a little bit of a fold. But I'm going to be lazy and not get up. I'm going to be lazy and sit. So how you guys? Anyway, by the way, so now that I've given you the run through of what I'm doing, I think I'm just going to start doing it. Oh, what are you stuck on? This is stuck on something. Oh, now it's not stuck. Can't use an iron. Can't use it even though it's a cute little mini iron. I can't use it if it's stuck on something because then I'll definitely end up hurting myself. Okay. What I would normally do is use this fabric as the handle. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the fabric I'm using today. Let me get in closer. F-bombs. I'm making an F-bomb bag. I was so disappointed. Okay, so what happens is when you are, this is going to be a tiny bit narrower, I think, than, it's going to be, that actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to finish this yet because this piece is a tiny bit narrower than what I used for that, but it's a nice big long piece of scrap and it's a good opportunity for me to get it used up. Okay, so this is pretty simple. You fold in half. Yeah, F-bombs everywhere. Okay. Normally I would use the F-bomb fabric to also make the handles, but what I'm basically when you get those custom fabrics from I can't even remember where I got it from because I've obviously put it on a bolt because I did not get it from Fabricana. And it's not a House of Summer. Anyway, sometimes there's different processes to do custom fabric, and some of them leave the fabric feeling a little plasticky. It's hard to describe. It's like you know how when you get t-shirts with the you get t-shirts with logos and stuff. Sometimes it's part of the sometimes it feels like it's part of the fabric, and sometimes you can feel that rubbery thing. Well, that's what this ended up feeling like, and I wasn't aware of that when I got it. So, because I was gonna make some tarot bags out of it. Wooden bombs were nice. No, I was gonna use the F-bombs to make some tarot bags. Back when I still had a shop, no bitterness. I was going to do that then, but then it's like, it doesn't feel right. It's got that plasticky, there's multiple processes for making custom fabrics. And I did not think that this was one of the ones. I did not think that this was a company that did that process. I think it's Spoonflower. I literally think I got this from Spoonflower. So the reason why I'm using a 4-inch piece is because I want a 1-inch wide. So I go 1 inch. Now, if I want to be really, really, really whatever, then I can just, I'm probably going to screw it up. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Now, I better do at least one. There's ways to make the handles, and some are more schmancy than others. This gets me 4 layers of fabric as a substitute for padding. All I'm doing is just making sure, making sure that I fold this to the line. There's obviously a crease here now. I'm just folding it back to the crease where I did the original thing, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to match when it's all done. It's a little slower, but it's slower, but it's a lot more accurate to do it this way. And even though I'm just doing it for myself, even though I'm just doing the one, actually, maybe I should do 2. I bet you if I did a giveaway on something this small, I could get it through the border, no problem. Problem is I can't give away quilts. They're too big, and they would get flagged in a heartbeat because they're going to go, there's no way that this is worth $5. You can still send gifts across the border, but you can only send within a certain value. And if they think you're lying about the value, then you get into some trouble. Okay. There we go. And then I'm just going to fold it in half. Oh, I'm just going to get my red. Okay. Oh, wait, this is the correct red. I was just about to say, I've got other reds that match a little bit better, but this one already matches just fine. Anyway. I'm kind of liking this retired from sewing thing though, because I've got so much leftover stuff. I've got so much leftover stuff and leftover fabric. Like that ugly quilt that I made was free. No, I did not spend a single cent on that, which is like, yay, that's awesome. Ah. Anyway, how are you guys doing? It's Thursday. I've got my next quilt project lined up, but we have to go to the store and get some. I've got black what's called blenders. They're kind of variegated and whatever, but I need a solid black. I don't get solids unless I need them. I need a solid black for the next project. And I'm finally doing the glow-in-the-dark mushrooms, and then I'll be doing the glow-in-the-dark moons. They should be fairly quick projects though. Okay. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, so this is pretty easy. I'm not trimming the ends off yet because I don't need to. There's ways to do it. There's a trick that I found online that makes it really simple to do that, but there we go. I'm just going to backstitch a little bit. So the part where the fold goes first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this side. This one here is a little slower because you got to be a lot more. You got to make sure you're catching everything so that fold will close. What time is it now? Yeah, it's already 20 after 3. It's already took me 20 minutes, mostly because won't stop talking. Bruno has already the ugly quilt is in the back seat of the car. It's gonna. We had like a memory foam little thing for them to sit on and whatnot, and it was old and it was disgusting. So the ugly quilt is now in the back of the car. In the back, what we do is we keep our seats down. We keep our seats down, and then we have this foam thing that we kept on there so the dogs could be comfortable. Yada yada yada. So because the seats are down all the time, we keep them covered. So we got rid of the foam thing because it was gross. It was getting gross. And now the ugly blanket is now in the back seat of the car as our seat cover area. So Bruno has a nice spot to sit, and yes, he loves it. Oh, gonna cook a meal for Mom on Mother's Day, and she's going to give me a bunch of her quilting fabric. Oh, nice, 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 nice. I'll tell you right now, free fabric quilting can be a very expensive hobby. Anytime you get a chance for free fabric, like, cause that's where I'm at. If I fuck something up, I'm like, oh, okay, I fucked it up. Ha. If I was paying for this shit, okay, if I was paying for this, I would not. If I was paying for this wouldn't be in my house. I would be like, okay, I bought an entire bolt. But if it's like, I want to make a bag, so I'm going to go to the store and buy the fabric for the bag. So for this, I'm not even going to cut it. I'm just going to go across. And the outside, okay. I sewed that side because I have to sew everything. I'm sewing this side just for looks. Just for looks and appearance. So, man, this feels slow. This feels so slow compared to. And I will tell you right now, when you get the hang of it, when you get the hang of doing a strap, I just keep this finger here, and I'm kind of making a brace. And I just sit back and let it go. You have to make sure this one's lining up. But for this one, for the back side, when it's purely decorative, I just go. La, la, la. Now, getting started with quilting is a lot easier when the fabric is essentially free. So I just take that. That's done. Now, this is where it's a little weird. Now you have to. Have I ever made curtains like the big ones? I actually just made a big tablecloth for I just made a big tablecloth for an 8-foot table. So I did that. Curtains are kind of easy in general. So I'm not going to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Wait a second. How did I do it before? Yeah. So basically I put my two open ends here. And I put that on my 1-inch line. Because remember, I said I needed an 18-inch handle, or I need 19 inches. I need 18 inches. I'm going to go a little bit over for seam allowance. But if I put my open ends here and cut them here, then it's one cut. Both of these are now done. And this is in a single piece. And if I really want to, I'm not going to. If I really want to, I can turn it into a keychain or something, sew through here, do whatever. So if I'm cutting these, trying to get this into one solid piece means that like if you want to do a keychain or a something that requires a piece like this, I can also I can find ways to fuck with this if I want to. I'm not going to because I've got way too much. Handles are now done. Okay, now I do not need the iron again. Whoops, wrong way. I do not need the iron again. Always make sure always, if you're going to do a little mini iron and have it cluttering up into your space, always make sure that you've got, even if it's not the most perfect thing, but man, I've got a little spot here. It's not perfect, but it's stable. It's right here, right? But because this is not flat, I can tuck that into there like that. And then it's going to hold more solidly and it won't go anywhere. And then nothing's touching it, so it can cool off properly. The mini iron, I love my mini irons, but the mini irons can be, oh, hey, Linda, how you doing? The mini irons are amazing, but mini irons do not control the heat as well as a regular iron. So a couple of quick tricks I've learned from mini irons, actually. A couple of tricks that I've learned from a mini iron is that if I'm gonna let it sit there and only use it a little bit, then I will keep a scrap that okay. If I'm using a mini iron, because they don't regulate temperature properly, I will keep a scrap fabric handy, and I will hit the scrap fabric right quick before I iron something else. I can just, I'm turning it on, chatting to you guys. Yeah, supervising me making a bag. I'm turning this on, chatting with you guys, and then ironing. But let's say I'm going to continue to need the iron throughout the rest of the day. It's going to sit there, really high chance of it getting too hot. Because if an iron gets too hot, you go, and it's just instant scorch. So if you keep a piece of fabric handy, especially if you spray it with a little bit of water, like you just like this, you keep something like this handy, you little tiny spray of water, and then iron. It'll offset any chance that this has of overheating. I have a habit. I just turn it on just before I'm going to need it. Now I need 21 inches by 13 inches wide, and I need that. I have enough for 2 bags. And it's 3:30 now. Okay, I'm going to do 3 bags. I think I'm going to try and do 2 bags. So what I've done, because I'm this is only 12 inches. Okay, I'm going to just, I think I want to stay with the same dimensions. It's a little wider than it is tall, but I like how it looks. And I've got plenty of stuff I can do with those pieces. Look at that. Okay. Okay, so 13 by 21 length. Okay. So I'm going to cut this to 14 inches. I'm going to cut this to 14 so I have seam allowance. Oh no, 13 was with the seam allowance, wasn't it? I'm not going to worry about ironing because I'm making these without a pocket. Okay, this goes there. Oh, come on, get up. Okay, this is me being lazy, so that means that I'm agonizing over getting this shit laid out. That's my 4. I am going to cut at 14. I'm cutting at 14, even though I only need 13, even though I only need 12. I'm cutting big because I know I'm being lazy about how I'm doing it, but I also know that I'm using leftover fabric. So I'm good. Okay. Those are done. I'm just piling up the table behind me. Okay. So I need 21 inches. And do we have 21 inches? Okay. Come on, get in there. Get in there. "21 inches, 2 are cut." All I have to do is make another set of handles or be lazy. Leg's feeling good. Leg's doing a lot better. I'm still not fucking happy with it, and it fucking hates me, but we're doing okay. That's not 21. That's okay. That is okay because I can go either direction on this. Basically, when you get the custom fabrics done, they are not always where you want them to be. I'm going to go 21 this way. I have to get a starter cut going down here because it's not up on the thing. This one's easier because I have less layers. Pretty sure it's still, yeah. Okay. I don't mind wasting a little bit on this one. Like I said, this is pretty rubbery. I don't know. Like I said, if you ever have a t-shirt with a decal on it that you go, t-shirt, oh, I can feel that. That's what this feels like. And it's not a texture I'm happy with. Okay. So I am going to, I'm still going to salvage. I'm still going to save, like I said, cut at this end first. Cut at this end first because then whatever's left ends up being a single piece. Oh my God. Apparently I cannot English today. Okay, that's got to come off because I will fuck that up like nobody's business. Okay, now that's got to be same width as this. Let's just make life easy. Let's make life easy and stop measuring things. Measuring is for losers. No, it's not. Okay. And look, see? And then the centerpiece, cut from the ends towards the center. Now I've got, I don't know what I've got, but I've got, right? I'm trying to think of things that I love the fabric. I just don't love the texture. So I can only really use it for certain things. Okay, so I've got one. I want to be careful. I want to be careful how I put these ones down. Like I said, they're kind of plasticky. That's going to be the outside, obviously. And then I go two. Then I go carefully drape. Carefully. These plasticky materials they fuck up really fast. Okay. Now, I can do this. I am just literally doing it the laziest way possible, which is pretty sized together. Oh, tell me that's the right length. Sometimes these don't get folded the way I want them to. 21. I said I needed 21. This is too wide. That's okay. I'll make it a little shorter. I don't have to care. That goes like that. That goes like that. There, that's all together. So I'm going to have to be a little careful because that cut funny towards the selvage. So yeah, beautifully uncomfortable. Well, I don't think, and now just imagine it's your tarot bag. Have you ever tried to sew something on top of satin? I can't see what you're saying. Have you tried to sew satin? Yes. Yes, and I don't like it. Okay. Oh, no, I can do that. I can just do this. Okay, this is a heat erase marker, so it will erase. I'm going to start on this end. I'm going to start on this end so I can stay away from. Basically, all I'm going to do is I'm going to do my circle. I'm going to sew all the way around, flip it. That's it. That's what I did with this one, isn't it? Yeah, that's all I did with this one. And it's going to be, this was going to be a little short. Like I said, I screwed up. I didn't screw up. I didn't double check is what I did. So we're going to start. And you can go till you're almost touching the selvage. You just got to make sure that you're putting it together in such a way. You can go so that you're almost touching the selvage here. You just got to be really careful to make sure you don't sew over it. I should be pinning this. I think I will, but I want to mark it first. When you're marking on regular fabric, you can quite often just treat it just like a pen. But when you're marking with a pen of any kind on flannel, you kind of have to just go in little short whatever, because the pen can dig into the flannel and can be a bit of a mess. Okay, so I want 9 by, and I made a nice straight line, 13. Yeah, because it goes to almost exactly 13. Okay, this is perfect because it's going to be a little bit smaller than what I said because how did I, no, 9 by 13. Yeah. I think I fucked up on a measurement. I'm just going to go to like 12 and a half. I forgot to write down my selvage. That's what I forgot to do. It doesn't matter. Does not matter. I just have to make sure. I have to make sure that whatever measurements I use that I'm going to have, and this is easier. This is easier for me. I just have to make sure that I'm going to have nothing narrower than about 1/4 inch. So I fucked it up. No, I said 12. Let me just double check. Did I add my selvage and write that down? Or did I say that, or did I measure to 13 and then not write in my selvage? I mean, my seam allowance. Yeah, it's 12. So 13 is correct. 13 is the correct number. I thought I fucked that up. Whenever you're backwards engineering something, you have to figure, this is how big it is, and this is how much seam allowance I'm going to need to make sure I can recreate it to the same dimensions. What I need to do when I do this shit, and then where's the end? Oh, perfect. This is where I screw myself up, because when I'm doing a FAFO project, if the measurements don't quite add up, as long as I get a clear rectangle, I'm like, no, it's okay. They don't have to be perfect. Yeah. It was right. I just didn't write. I didn't give myself enough information, and then got distracted and got talking. Yeah, poor me. It's all about poor me. It's all about me. Okay. I currently do not have a knee lift, so I need to use some pins. I don't need to go crazy, but my knee lift is a substitute for having an extra hand. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that at all. It's making a weird snapping noise going through that plasticky stuff. So I guess I'm clipping it. It's fine, but when I know I'm going to be clipping something, I try a lot harder to match the width so that I'm not screwing around trying to get things to stick. There we go. I am missing my knee lift like nobody's business. Okay, there we go. Does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be usable. I don't want pinholes popping through this because it's that plasticky shit, right? The pinholes. Yeah, I can still find the pinhole. The pinholes can remain visible for a very long time. Do you ever try the other sewing machine to see if zigzagging on regular fabric? Oh, I never did. I didn't pull it back out to see. It's overdue for a service. It's overdue for a service anyway. And honestly, smart people would use at least a few clips or pins for even basic projects. I'm just the lazy exception. So it's not doing me any harm. It's not doing me any harm to use clips and pins once in a while. The only reason why I had a moment is because sometimes pins, depending on your material, sometimes a pin can like pop the because a piece of fabric is just small threads that have been woven in, right? And depending on your fabric, sometimes the pins can snap the little threads and leave a small visible hole behind. So, what you doing? There we go. And I am just sewing exactly on the lines. Oh, that's all. I thought something was going wrong, and it's like, nope, it's just would have put my walking foot back on. Okay, so I left an opening at the top. I don't need to do that. I thought I had to make an adjustment. I don't. It's fine. Some people will just cut this to shape, and then they will already have it to the 1/4 inch. Ooh, seedling. I wish I still had space for a garden, but it's kind of a catch-22. We are overlooking a gully, so we have. We're overlooking a gully, so we have shade all the time. But the fact that we have shade all the time means that I can stockpile fabric and not have to worry about where I'm putting it. So, what kind of are you growing any particular type of tomatoes? For some reason, beefsteaks, the big tomatoes out here seem to just not grow properly. And but cherry tomatoes did amazingly well. Cherry tomatoes are also really good when they're in containers. So I'm almost done. I'm almost done. We'll see. I don't know if it's the fabric or if I just need to, it's not quite cutting. I don't know if it's, sometimes certain fabrics can be a little bit harder to cut. I don't know why. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but. I like to make whichever side the opening's on, I like to make it a little bit wider. So I go from like 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch, because then I have more space to make that fit. It's kind of, because then you got less that's going to come trying to pop back out the outside. Yeah, last time I did any gardening, I had a Alaska grow bucket system. We lived in a south facing condo, and it was on the 4th floor, which meant that all the neighboring trees weren't tall enough to block the balcony. So pure sun every day, all day. So I put in Alaska grow buckets, and then I did Alaska grow buckets, and then did cherry. I did all sorts of stuff. I did it for fun with no expectations. It was fun. I made new varieties: Amish, Cherokee, Sun Gold. I think I've had the purple. Okay, I've had a flavor of purple. Yeah, I did that. The last time I had a garden on the ground, I put in like, I think 6 different kinds of tomatoes, and then the slugs just destroyed them in like 3 days. I was so pissed. We have a lot of slugs out here in the in the West Coast here where we are. I don't know why. Like regular little garden slugs, but then we also have big fucking banana slugs. Cherokee purple. Yeah, I think okay. I've had purple tomatoes. It's probably a completely different variety, but they were actually really nice. They weren't as acidic for some reason. I don't know if that's true of. I don't know if that's true of every purple tomato, but man, I haven't had a garden in 10 years. I am bitter now. Okay, so if I want to be a perfectionist, then I would go and iron this. And I am not that kind of a girl. Now leave that in my hand. Get back up here. Okay, I don't need to worry about the top just yet, but I will have to worry about it at some point. Maybe I should iron. Maybe, okay, if I iron it, I got to do it on the big iron, and I don't want to. Okay. Now, there's my hole, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave the hole alone for now. So I'm going to accomplish multiple goals. Okay, I already know I'm sewing along here. So as long as everything is more or less okay. What's that? Oh, that's just fluff. Okay. Oh shit, I can't do that from here. I don't think I can. Okay. And then I do that. Pin it if you need to. I always start this. Okay. When you're sewing, sometimes the pressure goes wonky, and then when you get to the end, something isn't going to line up. I always start them at the top. Whenever I'm doing these, and because this is going to be really thick, I'm just putting a thick piece of scrap. That's hopefully, I'm putting a thick piece of scrap that is either hopefully about the same width or a little thicker. Rosella is a dwarf tomato, very much like Cherokee purple. I've been growing dwarves in their full-size equivalent just for funsies. Oh man, I'm so jealous, guys. I am very jealous. That's okay. I'm allowed to be jealous. It's kind of funny though, because I was thinking about that. Lisa and I were kind of like chatting about that. God, probably a year ago by now. And it's like the reality is that if I was gardening, I'd be so, if I were investing in gardening, which is not a problem, but if I were doing that, I'd probably be so concerned about tracking in dirt and wrecking the sewing, if that makes any sense. So I just started this to get a little bit of width. I've also got a little thing on this that will let me hold it flat. Let's see. Okay, and then you can also help. Okay, for the first little bit, when you're working with something that's this thick, what's going on here? When you're working with something that's this thick, it can sometimes help. I'm not pulling hard. I'm not like pulling hard, but I'm pulling a little bit and holding some pressure. So I got it started by starting with a little bit of thickness to help me from not having to climb uphill. And then I also was pulling just a bit, but I was pulling to keep some pressure to help it get a start through all that thick fabric. And then now I'm just stopping, making sure that's lined up as good as possible. But yeah, if this pushes anything out of place, it's just going to push it right back down to the exact same point. So I always start from the top to keep it as level as possible. There we go. That one's done. That side's done. What time is it? God, it's not even 4 o'clock and I'm almost done. Come on. I want to check something. I should have checked it before. Okay. Double check it. So yeah, once you okay, when you do 10,000 of these, you really get in the, because this is I'm closing this similar to the way I would close a tarot bag, which means that I'm used to doing this by hand, and I'm used to doing it without a guide. If you really need to pin it, where is it? If you really need to pin it, clip it, do whatever you need to do, especially to get it started. And if you're ironing it is what smart people do. Ironing it is what smart people do. Yeah, get a grow light. This is my problem. We don't have space. We don't have space for that. It is. What's going on? Nope. Okay, I've got a little thing here that will. I've got a little. This is a special foot. Come on. This is a little special foot, and if I hold in the little pin right there, it'll force it to stay flat. I just don't. I didn't get that sewn in properly. I didn't give myself enough stitches to do it properly. I need reinforcing stitches back here anyway, so now I'll just give it one more fold because I'm going to be that person and just get it really going. There we go. It escaped. I'll find it later. Well, maybe now that I've rearranged everything in the bedroom. My bedroom now looks like, well, it kind of looks like a guest room. I guess it's not really my bedroom. It's just where I sleep. I could probably do that now. Now that I've got most of the, I'm still keeping a little bit of stuff in the back. My wide backs, and my panels and my borders are still in the back because I won't be going through those a lot to begin with. Yeah, I could do something like that. That'd be fun. Then I could say I live in a greenhouse. There. Okay. Bag part is done. Now might be a little bit bigger than I want it to be now. I think I overthought making sure I wasn't going too small. No, it's right. It's fine. It's good. It's good. It's good. There. Right? So now, I don't know why I agonized about getting all the way to the bottom. I forgot to box the bag. Okay, you know what I like about this particular little design is that I can leave it as is and come back in 6 weeks. I don't have to care. So I'm going to go 2 inches by 2 inches. And the first part of the 2 inches has to be measured along the stitch line and not the actual edge. Or it just will not scale. It will look wonky. Scissors. God. You ever notice whenever you're trying to get something exactly right, whenever you don't care, it's like, yeah, this is fine. I don't care. Snip, snip, snip. Everything goes exactly where you want. And it's like, oh my God, it really matters that I do this correctly. You feel like you're diffusing a bomb. I actually have them. Where are they? Oh, there they are. So I actually have a better pair of scissors for this, but they're sitting over there, and I couldn't even figure out where there was. There we go. Look, pot holders. No. Okay. So my center line is visible. Okay, do I have, I know this one has, does it still, does this one have the stitch I want? Of course not. Okay, so you go that way. This is really thick right here, where you get into that center seam, and it's always a good idea to backstitch. Okay, and then I'm gonna. Yeah, thanks. Oh, what am I making? I am making a. I'm making. Come on, get up here, you. I'm making one of these. I'm just making a little handled bag. Let me put it inside right for you. I'm making a little handled bag for those times when you need to go to the store and you know you're only going to come back with one thing, but I'm making a little handled bag because I don't want to carry that to the store with me. And I'm using F-bomb fabric. So now I'm going to zigzag it to make sure I can either go over it with an extra piece of fabric. Or I can zigzag it. There's a whole bunch of options in what I can and can't do. But I found that this seems to work the best. And I just check. Whenever you do it this way, there's going to be some fraying, but it's going to be minimal and it will stop after a while. So I just got to get the other piece on. I just got to finish this and then the handles and then it's done. Come on, over here. There we go. Okay. Well, I've already got the zigzag going. I'm just going to keep that going. I do zigzag and then I do one then the other in either order, just because if I'm not gonna secure it with a bit of binding, then I really want to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. There we go. If I really wanted to be schmancy, I could just flip it over and leave it and then go to the straight stitch. And I'm just going to put a straight stitch right through. I skipped that. Oh, it came off. Okay. That's okay. I got too close to the edge up here. Well, look at that. There, it got too close to the edge up here, so rather than turning it into a big thing, I'm just gonna redo that little stitch at the very end. There, got it. Yeah, that works. I will tell you right now, no matter how badly something turns out, there's always something that you can do with it. So that's just how I finish those, because once it's been washed a couple of times, there will be a little bit of fraying, but the zigzag stitch will keep it from going beyond a certain limit. Okay, so that's the bag. I think I may have made it more square. I should have double checked the measurements. I think this is a bigger bottom. Yeah, it goes there. This is a bigger bottom, I think, than the other one was. think I think it was only supposed to be 1.5 inches. No, they're about the same. These are about the same. These are about the same, even though they don't quite look the same. I can go to 1.5 and it'll be fine, but this has also been washed a few times, so it's had its shrinkage. Okay. So the last thing I need to do is put the handles on. So this is pretty simple. And I have a trick, because I always have a trick. When they were younger, my grandparents always had a garden. We would have fresh produce. My dad grew up with a garden. By the time my dad was third youngest of 11. By the time my sister and I came along, Grandma was long past gardening, and Grandpa was was gone already. But where we lived, the ground where we lived was just so much clay that you couldn't grow anything. So he tried, but nothing. I never really got into gardening until I was an adult. Learned how to do some stuff. That was fun. Okay, so the hole is still there, right? Which is fine. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna double check against this. At what intervals did I put the 4 inches and 8 inches? That sounds about right. Okay. I don't need to get the ruler out because this is a ruler. Okay. So I'm going to put 8 inches and 12 inches. And I'm going to use, I'm going to go get one clip at a time. Okay. This is going to seam. Okay. 12 and 8. That's pretty close together. It can be close together. Oh, maybe I'll go on the outside of the 12 and the 8. Okay. So this, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. I don't know if anybody cares. This is just to make conversation and for the benefit of anybody who might care. So I'm going to go a little bit below. I'm putting this part about, there's my edge. There's the edge of the bag. I don't think I can get much further. There's the edge of the bag here. So I'm going to clip this about 1/4 of an inch below the edge. Right there. And I'm measuring, I'm lining them up. That's the 12 and that's the 8. I'm lining, so that's the 12 on the inside here. That's going to be the 12 on the inside here. I'm going to go back by about 1/4 of an inch. There's a reason, you'll see. I'm going to go back by about 1/4 of an inch, clip it in place. Okay. Then I'm going to flip it. I'm going to flip it. By the way, I'm going like this, right where I sewed it. And that's what I'm lining up. And those are lining up almost exactly with the 4 and the 16. So I'm centering that up as best I can, right? So I'm kind of getting those nice and centered. And again, and choose in advance. Like I'm putting the open part of the seam to the inside. And make sure you're doing that. Whatever you choose, do it for both of them. The back and the front. It'll just feel nicer in your hand when it's done. It doesn't matter which side you want facing outside, whether you want the seam or the decorative. Doesn't matter which side you want facing outside. Just make sure they're the same on both pieces. Okay, there's the hole. So I'm going to take a quick little moment. Because we want the hole to close properly, and I don't want to fuck anything up. So I'm just going to take a minute and I'm just finger pressing. I'm going to take a minute and finger press. Then I'm going to put this on. Best way to do this, by the way, is to fold it in half, and then open them outwards like a little book, and they'll go where you want them to go. Now you're going to have to do a trust fall and trust yourself that you're putting it at about the same 1/4 inch. And if it's off a little bit, nobody will care. Okay. Okay. Now here's the magic. Here's the magic. I'm going to go like this. Now I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start on this one. My opening is here. So I'm going to start just past here. I don't want to start or finish in the opening because it could make things shift. It could get weird. I don't know how to describe it. Weird is the best word I'm going to use. So I'm going to start just on this side. And I'm not sewing, I'm sewing down here at about the 1/2 inch. Just take your time because I've only got one clip per piece and I don't want those clips to get knocked out of place. So I am lining up my foot. I'm lining up my foot so that my foot, because there's a seam in here, you can feel. What's going on here? What did I do? Just a second. This is doing weird. That's weird. Okay. Okay. So when you've got this many layers of fabric, you can feel that, you can feel where the 1/4 inch is. So I'm lining up the right side of my foot with the bottom of where that seam allowance is. Where the bottom of all that fabric is. And it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. You will see the magic in a second. So hold that down. Get started. Go through that. Back up. Now you don't have to back up all the way across the whole thing. I'll show you what you can do on the next when I get to the next one. Now, I've got the hole here. You can pin it or trust yourself to just hold it, but make sure that the 2 spots that are folded are as even as possible. Okay. And honestly, yes, I do. I does magic. Okay. So now I'm partially closing that hole, right? I'm onto this one here. Now, I'm coming up on here. At the very least, oh, and I don't know if I can get you guys in to see it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. It's red on red. So on the first one, I went all the way across, all the way back. But if you really want to, you can just go across the first little bit, back up, then forward, then across the end, back up, go forward. You don't have to do the entire thing, but you really should do a back stitch and tack them down. And again, I can feel with my fingers because I've got like what 6 layers of fabric in there. I can feel where my seam allowance drops down away from that, and I'm just staying kind of sorta. However, if you're not sure that your machine can handle it, then take that seam in here because this is a seam allowance as well, right? And just push it open a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can just push it open, go over it. This is another spot where you want to backstitch. You definitely want to backstitch here because the only thing holding this fabric together is the line of stitching that you did the other way. So take your time, go slow. This is gonna be a lot easier. Now this is a little bit off, but don't forget that the foot is lined up with the edge of that seam allowance. And if it's okay, like right there, that came in like 1/8 of an inch higher right there, these two. So you just angle a bit, bring it back. You just drift it back in to get it back where you want it. Keep going. Nobody, just trust me. Nobody's going to stare at those corners and go, oh my God, what did you do? Nobody. And if they do, you say, this bag's for you. But only the F part. Okay. So however far out you want this. Oh, I went a little fast. That's okay. I always try, whenever I'm doing little projects like this, I always try to match the fabric as closely as I can, because then, what's going on? Oh, there's a little crease. There we go. So again, you do not have to agonize. Oh, and this shifted a bit. I'll show you how we're going to fix that. So again, I'm just going to open this up. That's where I've done all that stuff together. If I want it to be a little thinner, I just go in there, and you can iron it open. You can grab your iron and iron it open, and you're fine. And just go like that. Pop it open. Do that. Do that. Okay, so I always leave my thread a little long so it's easier to spot in case I am distracted, because I'm always distracted. So that I know where my stopping point is going to be. I don't know if you guys remember, I did not backstitch here because I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to go right over it. Tiniest 1-2 backstitch here. Okay, that part's done. Now, then I'm going to take, okay, so that's like that. Now I'm going to take it and go like that, right? I'm going to take it and go like that. I'm going to start just before this. And I am going to try and put this, this row as close to this edge as I can get it. For me, that's going to be pretty close. Way too much practice over the last 8 years. So yay, I get the advantage of having had a lot of practice getting really close to those edges. For you, it might be 1/4 inch, which is fine, but I'm going to try, but here's the thing. Because I brought this in 1/4 inch, this is all edge. This is all raw edge, right? So now I get to cover up the raw edge and I get to sew it down. But because I started it 1/4 inch back, I don't have to sew into those extra. This handle is 4 layers of fabric. I don't have to sew directly into 4 more layers of fabric. Still gonna backstitch, right? Still gonna backstitch, gonna stay close to the edge. You just want these handles to be really sturdy, because the reality is that even though this is a little bag for carrying little things, it can actually carry an insane amount of weight. And if you find yourself like my wife, I hope you're watching, honey, like my wife, loading it up with 4,000 pounds of stuff. So just go as close to the edge as you're comfortable. And like I said, I backstitched on this, pull it forward, backstitch on this. I'm still going to backstitch on this. I'm not going to be as careful, but I've got a really nice heavy backstitch on the bottom. Now, when I get to this corner, I can either hold it open. No, never, Lisa. Now, I can't get you guys in close enough, but once you get this closed, there's a little pull that happens right up at the very, very top. Let me see if I can get you in close enough. I don't think you can see it, where you can see the stitches. No, I don't know if you guys are going to see it. There's a little tiny pull, and there's not much you can do about it, right? Which is why I always, always, always do a little back stitching here. I always do a little back stitching at the very top. Okay, this is sticking. Don't agonize. You have to back it up a little bit. That thunk was because it went exactly into the seam. So it just made a noise. It didn't do anything. And again, go through here. Yeah, you can see where this one came out low and then had to go back up high again. That's fine. Do that. And now I'm kind of doing it as I go and not giving it much thought, but because I never ironed, I am watching this. I don't want tons of red being pulled to the top. Okay, a bit of the inside is going to pull to the top and be visible. There's not always a lot that you can do about that, unless you are like really, really, really determined and really take your time over ironing and pinning and all that stuff. But you can definitely make sure that it's like absolutely minimal. I'm saying that all ass backwards. No, there's a tiny bit that's gonna show here, but if I'm careful with how I push everything down, I can make sure that if I leave it and just sew, there's going to be a little bit of the red showing through here. But if I take my time and I go like that and just push it, it's a hand-eye thing that I do not know how to explain, but I've been doing it for so long, I do it without thinking about it. And I just want to point out to you guys that that's what I'm doing. Even though I can't properly explain it, I want to point out that that's what I'm doing so that you know what you're looking for. Oh, I hit the wrong button. If I just hit the backspace button, it does that. I have to have the foot down and then hit the backspace button to be able to keep up my speed while I do it. Okay, anyway. But yeah, I do not know how to explain what it is that I do, and I don't have a good enough camera to show you. But anyway, because I don't care. Oh, and the beautiful thing about this is, you know how you get those bags and you can take the lining and just pull the whole thing inside out? That won't happen. Okay. And again, if you are 1000% confident that you will never put anything heavy in this bag, you don't have to backstitch the handles at all. But I will say that you should always backstitch. If you don't backstitch anything else, you should always backstitch this piece right here because it's already pulling apart the tiniest bit. I don't know how to describe it. It's just the wear and tear and the tug and pull of getting everything into space. It gets hard on that. It gets hard on that intersection. Let's do that. Of course, I can get that up there, but it's not going to go. Ooh, you're staying this time. All right. Oop. That was an interesting little noise. Okay. Let us make life incredibly fucking complicated for a couple of minutes. We've got 12 people here. Okay. What did I do? Oh, okay, just a second. Where is the... Okay. Done. Let's make sure it's right. There we go. So it's a nice little bag. No pocket because I was lazy. It's a nice little bag. So I am going to... I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, my nose is itchy. I'm going to blow my nose and I'll be right back. Okay. Hi, Bruno. Hi, buddy. Oh, Oh, don't even. Just open back up your silly computer. No, I'm going to do the other one. I've got everything but the handles ready for the other one. What did Moira do? 5 bottles of lump. No. As long as the height is good, this will carry like 30 pounds. This will carry the same amount. This will carry a lot. It's got. That's why I reinforce everything all the way around. Okay, who wants it? Who wants it? I'm gonna set this up. We're gonna see. Okay. We have to see. Come on. Come on, open up. Open up. StreamYard giveaway tool. Choose a live stream. Okay. Hashtag. Hashtag. Oh, there you go. Me. Hashtag me. It doesn't. Hashtag me, small letters. Let me see if I can do this now. So hashtag me. I'm not sure. We shall see. Yeah, because there's 10 people. I'm gonna go ahead and make the other one. Interesting. Okay, let's just do it. Ooh, to mute the mic. Oops. Again, this does have a slightly, I don't know, almost waxy feel. It's okay. It is a proper cotton fabric, but it is going to feel a little funny, which is to be expected. Okay, so we got Moira. Moira, you've already put down hashtag me, Moira, but you'll have to do it again because I put the thing up after you said that. So hashtag me. Just like everybody else is doing. Moira, do it again. Hashtag me. I didn't have it set up when you did it the first time, I don't think. And it'll only take one. Don't worry about accidentally putting in multiples. It will only take one entry per person. Okay, everybody who wants it has their name in, right? Are we good? Okay, there we go. Da 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 da. Okay. Moira, you won. I don't know if you can see your name. There you go. Moira won. Wow. Sorry, guys. I would have like let her figure it out on her own if I thought she was gonna just automatically win it. I don't know if we have your congratulations. I don't know if we have your mailing address. Do we have your mailing address? We must have. Anyway, so that one's yours. And you can let us know how many bottles of wine fit in it. I'm going to send it as a gift. I'm going to label the gift as being like $5. And it's going to be used. I'll put down like, we can put down anything we want for a gift, but we're going to make sure it's listed as being like only $4 or $5. And there should be no tariffs or taxes or any of that nonsense happening. If it does, let us know, and then we'll make sure that we cover that. Or are you in Canada? Arnprior, Ontario. Oh, okay. So that's not international. I don't know what I should. As soon as I got done explaining it, I'm like, wait a minute, you're in Canada, aren't you? I might even learn how to fold stuff and get it done right. But anyway, okay. I'm gonna close. Oh, it's still sitting over like that. Okay. Yeah, see, look at this. Look at the amount of space. Look at the amount of space that this takes up. Oh, I can't get it to turn far enough, but yeah, like this is a quarter of my table, which is why I was never able to finish a quilt on camera. Oh, you're welcome. I have no, no, it was, okay. It's really easy to be generous when just by cutting the fabric for one, I have fabric for two. Out of a fabric that I can't use for anything else anyway. So yeah, that's a thing. Arnprior. Anyway, I don't know why. I do not know why that does not. Where are you close to? Aren't you like up in the Kitchener area or something? Oh, that's why. That's what that does. Oh, Ottawa. Okay, other direction. Okay, I'm gonna get out of that. There. Yeah, get out of that. I'm gonna go put my computer away. This is a really nice computer, but it takes up space. Oh, hey, and I have a mini update, a cute update, a fun update. And I gotta get the other one done. Nope, I don't. Where'd I put the red fabric? Where did I put the fabric? There it is. The only thing I need to do to make the next one, which I'm going to start it now, and then when Lisa gets home, I can just stop and I can't say the word, or So anyway, a fun little health thing. We should have your address. Lisa said she was going to stop in before she left work, but it's not quite done to work time. Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny. Okay, so I'm allergic to dogs, right? Mildly. Now we've always assumed that I'm not allergic to Shayla, but the funny thing is that I ran out of my antihistamines, which is not a big deal. Hey, give me my antihistamines, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'll figure it out. And I'm not having problems. Now I'm still allergic to Bruno, but I think part of the allergy shit that I've been dealing with over the last few years has actually been that Shayla is a hypoallergenic dog, which doesn't mean you're not allergic, which doesn't mean you can't be allergic. It just means you're less. Of course, I start hacking and coughing. It doesn't mean. Okay, for some people, it can mean that you're not allergic, but what it means is you're less likely to be allergic, and it's less likely to be a serious allergy. So I'm not sure what we have. I will ask Lisa to look it up. I will ask Lisa to look it up because I have you're on. We'll figure it out. We will definitely figure it out, or Jenny will never let me live it down. So that's a thing. But Lisa should be in a couple of minutes because she said she was going to check in just before leaving work. If she remembered, she said she was going to. Oh, do you have my email address? Maybe I should just get that off you because if I don't, there's the possibility of a postal strike coming up. So we do not want to play tag trying to get a hold of each other if you don't have your correct address. I just don't know. I'm sure I don't know. Shayla was a Papillon Shih Tzu mix. Well, Papillons are, she had a hair coat. Dogs with hair coats are supposed to be less. I don't know what you know what it is, all the dust. This happens whenever a tiny bit of dry cough every day is perfectly normal for me. I don't even smoke. Anyway. Yes, PL Papez, PLPAPEZ at Gmail. Why am I coughing? This should still be part of my active allergy season, and I'm doing better even without antihistamines. So, as sad as it is that we don't have her anymore, there might be a hidden there might be like a little hidden bonus. Oh, I know what it was from. It was from picking up my computer. Probably just a little bit of dust underneath it or something that broke through. Actually, I'm going to go on this side. I am definitely still allergic to dust. But no, I'm still allergic to Bruno. I do not know how. Like as soon as I say allergy, I get a face full of dust from somewhere. No, I seem to be having less. I seem to be having. Okay, we always assumed that I was not allergic to Shayla at all because I'm less reactive to her. But I'm currently not taking any antihistamines. I need to give my body a break from those every now and again anyway. And except for the face full of dust, I am allergic to dust. So if I get a big blast of it in my face, I can get coffee or whatever. But no, it seems like my allergies are not. I'm out of antihistamines, and my allergies do not seem to be a problem right now, which is an indication that I may have been more allergic to Shayla than I realized, which means that I might be able to rely on. I'm still allergic to Bruno. And we also have another cute update on my allergy. Allergies. Okay, I don't have severe allergies. I have this much of an allergy to like 10 different things. That's my problem. The other thing is that Bruno loves bath time. As long as Bruno loves a bath to the point where I can just, and he's little, so I just throw him in the bar. I hop in the shower and I just throw him in the shower with me, and he just kind of hangs out in the water. He hangs out under the stream, enjoying life while I. Perfect, thank you. Yeah, because that way there's no mistakes, and we'll try and get it into the mail either tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, so Bruno loves his bath time to the point where I'm having less problems with him now, because now that it's just him. Shayla never liked baths. Now that it's just him, I can get him in the shower every day if that's what I want to do. So, because most people with dog allergies are allergic to the dander, right? Most dogs aren't necessarily fond of bathing, and it's not healthy to bathe your dog all the time. But pardon me, it's completely harmless to get your dog wet. So get him wet with the shower, and he loves it. So yeah, so he's getting more baths because it's more convenient to bathe him. So we're having less dander buildup. And I'm just kind of realizing over the last few days that I'm not taking antihistamines this week and still not having allergy issues. Not the way I thought. So I'm wondering if I was more allergic to Shayla than I thought, which, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be mad at her I'm not going to be mad at her for impacting my allergies. I'm going to, while I have this second one, I noticed it when I had it out initially, just has a, I don't care. Okay. Except with the exception of the Bruno, you need to wait. With the exception of the inside seam, which may have a bit of with the exception of that one inside seam, everything else is covered between the bag. Actually, I'm not sure how washable this bag would be because I don't know if this is going to break down in the wash. So we'll see. Pretty much, yeah. I think I said his name. It's like calling Beetlejuice. I think I said his name 3 times. But that should be off. That should go there. That goes there. That goes there. This one. Okay, it should be washable, but I just the bag should be washable, but I just realized this particular fabric may not hold up for long in the wash. So I really don't know. We're both going to be testing that, Moira, to see. Yeah, Bruno. Anyway, yeah. So he likes it. We don't use soap every single time, but we can get him in the bath to keep that dander rinsed down. Bubby, Not yet. We're not done yet. What you after? He's just sitting there looking at me. It's like, what? I have to work. It's time for work. We're still working. You don't believe me. This is the unfortunate problem. This is the unfortunate problem that occurs when you do not abuse your pets. And it's really sad that he just looks at me and goes, I know you're not going to do anything, so I'm just going to sit here and give you a hard time until you do what I want. What are you doing? Did I? How wide is this? This is only 3 inches. Screw it. I'll take narrower handles. I don't care. I'm not going to cut a whole nother piece. No, I'm working. This is like, this is one way where you can tell a dog is completely spoiled, and I hate it because it calls me out every time. It's like, Bruno, stop, and he's like, no, and I know you can't make me. Come here. Hi, come here. Ugh. Do you want to say hi to everybody? What's that over there? Yeah, oh, he is so persistent. He is so persistent. He has been sleeping all day and not caring about me at all. But now he's like, well, I think I can make you do things. What you doing? What's that? This is something I get to get away with a little bit more too, is because before I wouldn't let him near this stuff because I was afraid I'd get dog fur on, here's something here, give me money and I'll give you something with dog hair on it, right? It's like, and now it's like, well, wait a second. How you doing, Bubby? See, I told you I'm working. It's all work. Okay, can I work? Hi. He's waiting for certain words. He's waiting for certain words so that he knows he's got me where he wants me. Okay, I have to work. Isn't it sad? I have to ask a dog for permission to do some stuff. Okay, why don't you go look? Go look. He's like, this is fine. You can cuddle me for an hour. You're fine. Let's put you back down. Okay, go work now. I'll go work. No, we gotta go work. It's all working time now. This is gonna last for oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. If I say either of those words, look how far away he's gone. He's gone so far away. Hey, can I go work? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about how to make me do what he wants. Looks like I'm gonna be saying the farewell words in a second. Can I get this done? Hi. I don't know how I managed it, but I cut this 3 inches wide instead of 4, so this is gonna get narrower straps. I want to at least get this done first because everything else is pretty easy and whatever. He decided to condescend to let me. Yeah, he decided to condescend to let me finish something. He just laid down. Uh-oh, I said that, so he knows what I'm referring. Here's the thing. He seems to understand when I'm talking about him. Yeah, well, this isn't... You know what? This is mine. This is mine, and this is staying in my house. If I don't like it, I can take these off and put bigger ones on. So I don't have... The one nice thing about making it yourself is you have the flexibility to make any adjustments that you want to make. Again, I'll tell you right now, making these on the Genomi's 30% faster than this machine, and it makes a difference. la 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 la. It's kind of funny for however long it takes you to do the one side, it only takes you half as much to do the other side because you don't have to do anything other than run it through the machine. And a lot of people don't run it through the machine. I just like the way it looks to be sewn on both sides. But there's a lot of people that will just run it through one side. And I'm not even gonna, well, I guess I should measure. My God, I can't even say it today. So start with them there. And that needs to be 18 inches. Go to the half for seam allowance for, just because I can mostly. There we go. Ugh. So let's see. I know Lisa's coming home first. So for this, you just gotta make sure. You gotta make sure these are lined up so that wherever you make your mark, like I said, I could cut these and just sew along the seams. I just prefer not to do it that way. And I need it to be as close to 21 inches as I can get it. There it is. I thought I lost my pen for a minute. Oh my God. Yeah, I used to actually, it's hard to believe that the Smurfs are that old, eh? It's like, no, I'm ancient, no. Okay, and how hard did I want? How hard? I don't even know what the hell. 13. 5 and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm only going to be going 12 and a half because I don't have enough space, but that's fine. Because it needs to be, it only needs to measure 12 when it's done because it's a, the rest of the measurement was to make sure I had seam allowance in there. Okay. That's a little close. There we go. The same for the 21. It only needs to be 20. It only needs to be 20, so I added the extra for seam allowance. I should have just been a bit more, I should have been a bit more careful in my, up there now. I should have been a bit more careful in my original measuring, that's all. There we go. Put that down there. Be right back. Hi, monster. Hi, baby. He's given up. He's decided I'm useless. So he's given up. Okay. So this side is salvage. Clips. What? Oh, I love old cartoons. Old cartoons are better. I like old cartoons. I like, I don't know. It's what I grew up with, though. Of course I'm going to like it. What was I looking at? Oh my God, I totally got distracted. I'm not distracted. I got busy with this, and I can't let myself get as distracted as I would for a normal project, but there was something I spotted on the interwebs. recently, and I was like, I'm gonna make sure I tell the internet. And now I can't remember where it was. Okay, none of that's gonna go where I want it to go anyway. That needs to be the bottom. There we go. This needs to be the bottom because it's a bit of a tight fit here. So if there's anything that doesn't go the way I want it to, I'm gonna have to give up some of my seam allowance, which is fine, but it can make turning it a pain in the ass. I'm not going to worry about whether or not I get this one finished because I can finish this one. It's only going to take me a few minutes to finish this one later tonight. But I'm glad I got it done. Yeah. Oh my God, that's the only reason why I know class. If it were not for cartoons, I would not know any classical music at all. Like I grew up, the William Tell. I go. I thought that was the cowboy music. Oh my God, they're playing their cowboy music, and it's like, dude, it's the William Tell Overture. And it's like, what? What's that? I'll tell you right now, classical music just isn't a big thing in North America. So if it wasn't for cartoons. Yeah, I like Tom and Jerry. I like cartoons like that, and I'm really sad that I'm really sad that they made things so. I don't know. Okay, I get it. Society evolves. What was normal then isn't normal now, but I'm kind of sad that they did it all in one step. I'm kind of sad that they went, this is bad, and we're not doing it anymore. And it's like, but. Some of it, sure, but anyway. Yeah, I do. Occasionally, I'll come across some of the shorts on whatever happens to be available at the time. Come on. Sometimes I find one of the reasons why I'm in love with my walking foot is sometimes I'll find that it pushes things funny. I'm so used to the walking foot now that I don't have that problem. But if I take out the clips for the last little bit and just kind of smooth things, it usually fixes almost everything. Okay. Oh, Scooby-Doo. And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you pesky kids. I think that was the line in every single episode. And I don't know why us kids never noticed it. Yep, I love Scooby-Doo. Shaggy and Scooby, the ultimate stoners. Okay. One of these days, I keep saying this and I never do it. I keep saying one of these days I'm going to have to come in and just turn on the camera and do a thing. Okay, that's the opening, 3/8, and just not talk and just make shit. And find out how much shit I can actually get done. Speed buggy, yeah. There was speed buggy. There was also a speed racer. There was a bunch of racing ones, a bunch of car race ones. What was that one? There was one. Which one was the one what they were doing these? They were doing a race every week, and one was like these hillbillies. They had like a wood-powered car or something, and somebody was always trying to screw over somebody, and the good guy always won every race every time. There was a caveman guy with a rockmobile. Was that speed buggy? I forget. Anyway. Elmer Fudd, Daffy Duck. I liked Daffy Duck. Okay, that one was okay. You know what the really nice thing about this is? Say, for example, I didn't measure my fabric here, right? I could always come back. It's like, oh my God, I screwed this up. Why does that feel funny? If I screw it up, it's like, oh, I didn't catch all of the red, and now there's not enough for a seam allowance, right? I could always come back by a quarter of an inch, sew it, and then start over. So what if if you're doing it for yourself? So what if it ends up being a quarter of an inch shorter than what you were expecting? Yeah, one of these days, I've actually got to just turn the camera, because I bet you, if I wasn't stopping to chat every 5 minutes, I probably could have got both of these done by now. Mind you, I get to hang out longer, so that's fine too. Whoops, that's not what I want. That's what. Yeah, I love Ducky Duck. Yeah, I'm here for the discussions. If I was like, oh my God, I'm wasting so much. If I was the least bit upset about the amount of time that I waste chatting instead of sewing, then me having a channel would be like really dumb. Oh, the Jetsons, the Flintstones. There was something I came across. We were talking about UFO shit, and there was something I came across that matched something that we were saying, and I can't remember what it was. And I know I've only got a few minutes because Lisa's going to be home soon. Do you remember that I was saying, how restaurants do a soft open, where they just kind of open and do the things and get the kinks out and blah. And I said, and I do believe this, I said that it seems like they're doing the same thing with UFOs as they do with restaurants. They're just kind of, they're more and more talking about it. They're talking about them more and more as if they're real, and just kind of checking steps, making sure everybody's okay with that before they announce, by the way, they actually are. And there was somebody on some channel, Wacky Races. Oh, I loved that show. That was one of my favorites. There was somebody in the ufology circles that basically, I stumbled across a video. I swear to God that Google Home and all those other devices just spies on you, because I'm saying this on Monday, and then like day before yesterday, somebody pops up on my feed and basically says the exact same thing. Okay. And again, start with your open end. Start with your open end so that if anything gets pushed through. By the way, how are you guys liking the new camera setup? Because before, like I said, it was like a permanent. I'm all over the table now. If I'm pointed at the table and I'm doing something, there's a little bit of a vibration, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. But the camera's a lot more stable. I'm liking it. I don't know if it's. I don't know. Where's my piece of? Oh, it escaped, didn't it? La la la. Remember that piece of stuff I had left over? Well, now it's going to go right there. It basically acts as a spacer to get this up to where we want it. So I'm not completely sewing up. I'm still sewing uphill a bit, but not to the degree that I would have been otherwise. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That's what I think too. I wasn't seeing any problems, but you guys were too nice and weren't pointing out the constant wobbling of the other cameras. So it's like calling you out. Now I noticed, as soon as I noticed that wobbling, it's like. And by the way, I did not throw gallons of money at the problem. I spotted a stand that can sit beside the table and not on the table. I spotted a stand for like $20 that works with everything I've already got. I did not run out and invest a family farm in this. So I will say, all other criticisms aside, it's one thing I really love about Amazon. You can get something inexpensive. You can get something that's pretty inexpensive, and if it doesn't work, you can return it. So it feels like a much more low risk. It's a much more low risk proposition to make small changes. There you go. Oh my God. Lisa got me a little indoor Lisa got me a little drone about that big, like teeny tiny thing, right? And we got it out indoors and tried it, and my God, I smashed it off of everything. I was like, whack, 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 whack. It's like, oh, okay, I guess we don't do that in the house. It was a cute little toy, but yeah. That's what I need. What I need is one of those big boom arms like they use in like hardcore filming. I bet you I could even get one too. There are so many film companies here. Like, hey, when that boom arm is no good anymore, what do you guys do with it? Can you give it to me? I'll just go next door. Hey, you guys got one in storage over there? I don't know if they're still using it as a film set or not, but they have live 24-hour security on it. So there we go. Come on, do. Okay. Bruno Cam. Oh my God. Bruno he's so good on camera. I don't know if he understands what's going on or not, but the minute there's a camera out, he's like, "Oh, I'll be adorable now. It's fine." Oh, the UFO coincidences, like I was saying with all the I was talking about the languaging and the wording that they've been using when they talk about UFOs lately, as if they're kind of already admitting, they're already soft admitting that UFOs are real, so that everybody as a way to prepare everybody for openly admitting. And the coincidence is that I stumbled across a video of a guy talking about the exact same thing. Just like the next day, like, because I think I was saying that on Monday, and it's only Thursday, and I came across that. By the way, just don't forget, if you use a leader like this and then there's not enough space, you can always, as long as you can get a thread cutter in there, you don't have. If your amount of space is so narrow that you're afraid of cutting something, use a thread cutter instead of an actual pair of scissors. Oh, I'm gonna get that done first. Wow, Lisa's giving me time. Oh, she loves me. Or she's planning on stealing this bag, one or the other. I haven't decided what that means yet. Okay. There's a way to measure all this out. If you have, I should do one day just to do it. Just like I said, on the off chance for people that are getting some sewing ideas off of this. I know most of us are here just to chat. But if you measure all of this out first, because not everybody has heavy scissors that can go through this many layers of fabric, right? If you don't have enough layers to get through a piece of fabric, then while this is out here, you go, okay, I want this to be this many inches. I want this is gonna be the middle. That's the middle, and I want 2 inches by 2 inches. You can actually cut that out from your fabric right while you're still planning, and make your life a little easier, because not everybody has the schmancy tools or the scissors that can cut to the bone if you're not fucking careful. But hey, I've actually never had any accident with these scissors, but my God, if I do, I'm probably going to get hurt. Come on. I don't mind if I end up leaving a bit of slop behind in these corners either. It's not hurting anything. It's just going to get sewn down. I saw a system where you leave, I saw a system where they marked it and then they actually had a flap left over to do the fold over with. See, that one's a much nicer piece. Okay. But yeah, he is a little Prince Charming. He's a cute little goober. He's a very good boy. He's been doing really well. He's been doing really well, just him. And I don't know how to describe this because he was definitely like not happy that she was gone. And I do think he still misses her in his own way. But certain elements of his quality of life did improve. Like when you've got, when you've got one dog in pain, when Shayla's in pain and she's pulling to come back in the house, Bruno has to come back in the house. Where now that's not happening anymore. Things like that. So he's doing remarkably well. And he has taken over as the princess of the house. It's like, well, well, you guys don't have to say no to me anymore because, you know, it's just me now. So you have to do what I say. Okay. Do-do-do. Oh. Okay, I've never even come close to that kind of an injury on my, but I have cut myself on those scissors a little bit. They're just really good scissors. There we go. No, what is that? There's a little bit of back stitching over that. No, it's fine. It just decided to make some funny noises. Machines will do that. That was done. Okay, back to the straight stitch. Yeah, see, it's got a little piece here now. That was from me. That was from just that little piece that wanted to fight back. The other ones are, yeah. Sewing scissors can be insanely sharp. But you know, people sew entire massive projects just using regular household scissors. Not something you have to have. The only reason why I decided I have to have is because I was, you know, running the shop. Running the shop means being able to run things efficiently. You don't want to be like with for several hours a day. You don't want to be doing it like that. There we go. So I got myself. Almost every toy I got myself was to make it easier on my hands, more efficient, quicker. But if it wasn't related to if it didn't have an added benefit of being better for working with the shop, I don't think I would have gotten half the stuff that I did. Glad I have it, of course, and I play with it. When you have an electronic machine and your needle breaks, just wait out like I just did, because it's electronic, if you try to interfere with it, you just make it worse. I had a feeling the needle was going to break because there was a couple of funny noises earlier, which meant that the needle was starting to do its thing. Okay, that goes there. Now I am coincidentally lucky because I have a sharps container because of Bruno, so I'm going to go get rid of this properly. I will be the absolute first to admit that I do not change my needles as often as I should. So that's entirely a me problem. Which one did I use last time? That's the one. Yeah, it's easy. Like, Okay, if you're using an electronic machine, just hands off, foot off. Okay, if you're using an electronic machine, you want your hands back because you sometimes, depending on how the needle breaks, the tip or some of the pieces can they can go after you, right? They can get on your skin or whatever. And so you just want to get your hands back and let it finish its process. Hands back, feet back, wait. If you try to stop it, the machine's already detecting and doing all sorts of shit. So if you are, needles are going to break. That's going to happen. A really short stubby is a substitute for almost every piece of the stuff that they supply with the machine is usually crap that falls apart. Okay, what happened here? There was a couple of times today where I heard like a chunk noise or whatever. And it's like, okay, well the needle's probably I should probably change the needle. I never change them often enough. So, oh my God, I didn't put the new needle back. I didn't thread it yet. I had a feeling, and I'm never surprised when a needle breaks because needles are going to break anyway. If you're like me and don't change your needle, yeah, it's fine now. If you're like me and don't change your needle often enough, it's usually going to break when it's going through several thicknesses. Like this seam has got a lot of layers in there, right? That's usually when it's going to break in general. And if you don't change your needle often enough, that's a pretty sure thing. Now, there we go. Yeah, it's okay now. Every now and again, this has happened to me a few times. Every now and again, the fabric is so tightly pressed together that it can just break the next needle too. The more layers you're trying to sew together, the greater the risk of that happening. And it didn't happen yet, but it's always like, go slowly through whatever spot you were on when you broke your needle. Go slowly when you go back, just on the off chance. Don't take. It's I don't know. I don't think scared is the right word. First couple of times I broke a needle. Then again, I've broken more than one needle in my day, so. You get used to it, and there's a weird little sound. I don't know. Okay, you ever remember back in the old days, that little buzz just before the phone rang, or like we have an intercom, and sometimes the intercom will go, and then they'll make a little noise and it'll start. There's a little teeny tiny noise that happens just before the actual, like it kind of went, and then the shit happened, but it's not as bad as it seems. It really isn't. It's a pain in the ass, but it's not as bad as it seems. But no, number one rule for me, because it's really it's really tempting to want to yank your stuff out of the way or to save something or to do something. That's the part that's really tempting, and it's like, nope, just get everything out of the way, wait it out, you're good to go. Okay, we're back here. Wow, Lisa must be hung up on something today, or she knew I was going to be doing this. So basically, okay, what I did on the first one, I never said what I was doing, is I do this, right? And then I pick, okay, there's the 4 line, there's the 16 line, but I'm a half an inch off. So I have to bring everything in. I want to make sure, I'm eyeballing it, but I want to make sure that the same gaps and the same things are there. Then I'll put one there and one there. I'm still going to use the same. So essentially, whichever side is down, that's going to be your inside, and then open it like a book. Get that just underneath. Oh my God! I assumed. Did you know? I assumed that everybody knew. And I was just kind of. I don't know. I just assumed everybody knew. He passed away on the 4th. Yeah, he was having he was having health problems that included his heart, and you go there. But yeah, he apparently it was quite peaceful. His family was with him. But yeah, they moved into he was in hospice. Yeah, it didn't even occur to me. It didn't even occur to me. I didn't know Benny as well as Lisa did, so I just kind of, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's not like oh fuck him, but it's like I don't know him as well as Lisa does, and other people are talking about it in other ways, and I just assume that by now everybody would know. I'm sorry that you don't know, because I could have started with that when I started the stream today, and it didn't even occur to me. Didn't even occur to me. He was such a sweet guy. Okay, we're almost done. He was a really nice guy. Really nice guy. Oh, where's the opening? Where is my open? It's over there. Start it on the side. Start it. Get that opening shut as soon as you can. Yeah, it's funny. It doesn't always occur to me. I just get going in my own little zone, and it's like, didn't even think. Sorry for not saying anything, because I could have bummer. I put in a single zigzag, but I can pick that up in a second. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, last time Lisa talked to him was I think the week before. Oh, and his family is going to leave his Facebook page up, I believe, and his YouTube channel. They're going to leave his YouTube channel up, so that content will be there forever. Okay. I drifted a little bit. I'm a little bit too far away from. Well, it's okay. I've only drifted by like 1/8 of an inch, so I'm doing okay. There she is. Hello. Hello. He tried to bully me into taking him outside, and I'm like, "Come on up and visit the internet. Now let me put you down."
Before you sew your hand.
Hi. I'm not going to sew my hand.
I meant if I interrupt you.
I'm almost done.
Are you?
Yep.
Good.
This is the second one. Yeah, you're running late. Except with the exception of the handles, I had to cut the fabric made enough for two. Don't touch that.
I'm not touching it.
It's Moira's. Don't you get
Moira's? That's exciting.
Moira
It
won.
looks beautiful.
Moira won that one. Yeah, don't get your girl germs on that.
Oh, I won't. Don't worry. I've got 2 already.
I know, and neither one of them are.
Neither one of them are what?
I'm gonna have to extra do that. I went a little bit past. Okay.
Neither one of them are what?
Well, actually, the other one's nice, but I don't want to take Hello Kitty to the store to pick things up.
You're so allergic to Hello Kitty.
I'm allergic to pink.
Excuse me, Mr. Man.
There we go. That one's done. Do a little bit of tiny back stitch there. I don't need to do a lot. Everybody says welcome home.
Oh, thanks, everybody.
There. And then the second line, which I can start right here. I put a little back stitch there because I almost forgot the last time. And if I forget again, I don't have to agonize. I mean, this is the one I'm keeping, so. So forward, back, forward. That's a triple layer of stitching, by the way. And I'll make sure the right one, I'll make sure the correct one goes in the mail because yours has got the slightly wider handle. Got to hold those wine bottles. Okay. This one here is really thick. No, Cece, no, I'm allergic to it. I made it. I made that bag for Lisa. I just don't use it. She uses it as a lunch bag, but I made her two so that she's got one for practical stuff, so that she can switch them back and forth for starters. Because you take your lunch to work and then you put your leftover stuff back in the bag and then something spills and something gets skunky and it's like, dude, there's no reason why she can't have more than one, right? It's one thing if she's going to the store and spending $50 each. Well, I needed two just in case, but it's like I'm just reaching into my stash, so that's I have no idea when, where, or how I'm going to start it, but I'm going to be doing an ugly quilt for Lisa, and her quilt's going to have blues and I mean not blues, but pinks and yellows and light greens and all that shit on it, and we do have more Hello Kitty fabric. So I have a feeling that for that project we might be going out and buying some fabric, just to make sure that we have a nice big selection of girly shit. This is almost done. I got two done. So basically I did the first one in about twice the time as it took me to do the second one. Okay, I'm still back stitching here. I just no up. Sometimes because there's a big blob of fabric here, it's you can kind of see that it's at an angle, and sometimes the machine does not want to go uphill and you have to help it, but it's easier to help it going. It's easier to pull forward than when you're doing it backwards. It's just different, and it's yeah. There we go. Okay, so there's the other one. So they're both done. They're both done. That's going to be mine. That's Moira's. The only difference, they're almost identical except for the strap sizes. Almost identical except for the straps. This one's a little narrower. Same size of the inside. Same finish on the inside. Oh, I think this one's a tiny bit shorter. I think this one also worked out to be a tiny bit shorter. Yeah. Yes. But honestly, if you're just like, if you're not like, I think less than a quarter of an inch. It's less than a quarter of an inch difference. So, are you running him out?
Yeah.
I will let you run him out.
You will?
Actually, you know what? Yeah. Are you taking him for a walk or just to the curb?
Probably a mini walk at least. Look at, there's the thingy. See? It just clips right on.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Now, I should probably...
Do I need to watch the time, babe?
No, you can take as much time. If you want me to come with you and you want to wait a minute, I can say my goodbyes and then get my ass in gear. I think I'm going to get my
ass in gear, Matt.
I think I'm going to get my ass in gear, everybody. So this will be in the mail ASAP. What kind of batting? I used flannelette. I used flannelette. Most people use this for diapers.
Well, it's diaper flannel, and you can use it for a whole bunch of other stuff. Use it for use it for the backing on kid stuff. But yeah, I just use regular flannelette, so it's mildly insulating. It's mildly insulating, but you can use it as a mildly insulated bag, but not as a super heavy duty insulated bag unless you put in 5 layers of batting. Anyway, I'm gonna go before the woman well, you know what? Lisa will be fine. She loves me and I can communicate with her. Bruno will start barking again in a second. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Have a great weekend. I will hopefully see you Monday or Tuesday next week. And I've got a new project to start on. So depending on where I am with that, I'll be either starting it with you or showing you where I'm at. Anyway, have a great weekend. Bye.